about wordplay. The Punder appreciated our play. So, you might be wondering, what is a pun? You may have heard of them before. You may have even heard someone use a pun and think, is there a word for that? Well, it's pretty simple. A pun is just a funny way to say something that gives it another meaning. For example, if I would come out here today and make chemistry jokes, I don't think they'd get too much of a reaction. So here's just a quick, brief history of punning, or, if you'd rather, how long have we been throwing punches for? So, archaeologists have found evidence of punning in some form in ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics, ancient Assyrian cuneiform, and even Mayan hieroglyphics. Now, usually they're not used then as a humorous way to talk, but rather just to give something another meaning. Just to simplify things, give things more than one way it can be said. And here's some notable pundits in history. Of course, the most notorious is probably William Shakespeare. He opens Richard III by saying, "Now is the winter of our discontent, made glorious by this son, or son of York." But my favorite by him is in Romeo and Juliet, Act 3, Scene 1. Upon Mercutio's fatal stabbing, he says, "Ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find a brave man." Now, Shakespeare, he loved a good play on words, but another, possibly more famous pun in history is none other than Jesus. Yes, now this is a bit of an odd one. In the book of Matthew 16:18, he says, "And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church." That doesn't sound like much, but when you use Jesus' native tongue of Aramaic, Peter's name translates to Kephas, which also means rock. Double meaning, not too funny. Truly, he is the pun of God. And now there's different types of puns. Not all puns are created equal. There's homophonic puns, which is like they use words that sound alike. Like the one I gave at the beginning, involving chemistry jokes and reaction. Reaction in terms of from you guys and in terms of chemical reaction. And then there's also homographic puns. Words using words that are spelled the same but have different meanings. Actually, my mistake. Homophonic puns. A better example for that one would be, I'm blanking right here. Oh, atheism is a non-profit organization. And then I would come out here and tell chemistry jokes, but I wouldn't get a reaction. Is an example of a homographic pun. And then there's also visual puns. Puns that rely on some sort of visual cue in order for them to be funny. They wouldn't be funny on their own. For example, or now, you might be wondering, how do you deliver a pun? It might seem a little confusing to you. How do you turn a word into a joke just like that? Well, it's not that hard. You can just deliver it as a joke, just a pre-rehearsed line, just like everything that I'm saying here is. Another example would be, I would come out here and, actually, my bad. Sea monster jokes, I know that have you all cracking up. And then there's also ones that I tend to like even more, are ones that you make on the spot. Sometimes they can be fun, just to, if you're in a conversation, just to make a little joke, just twist a word a little bit, give it another meaning. Finding words that sound like they have more than one meaning is, words that actually do have more than one meaning makes it a lot easier to work with. And if you think it's a good one, go with it. Be confident. For example, in my history class last year, we were talking about World War II and specifically the Eastern Front. And I noticed that my teacher was trying to skip over it a bit, trying to push past to the more interesting parts of it, as he would probably put it. I told him, "Why are you rushing through this part? You're really putting me in a bad position." Now, a very important part, what not to do. By the way, I am breaking all of these rules. The first one being, do not force a pun. If you're making jokes about food, don't make a joke about the current American election, even though it's enough of a joke as it is. Don't try to explain the joke. That kills the joke and removes any sort of humor from it at all. And do not overuse puns. I do this a lot. You can ask anyone who has a conversation with me at any time.
True.
Many people can attest to that. Thank you. Put a lot of emphasis on that. Do not overuse puns. Now, just for a short conclusion, if you will, puns are just a fun way to make conversations a little more exciting, get a little bit of humor. Maybe with a pun is the lowest form of humor when you don't think of it first. Thank you.